Hello? Are we live?
Official?
Yes.
Welcome to a very special episode of Three Grandmas Yapping about what's the name of the actress again? What's her name?
I don't know what his name is.
Toaster, what is the name of this?
Isabella Johnny. That's my wife, Isabella Johnny.
Welcome to Three Grandmas rapping about Isabella Adjani. We are an Isabella Adjani podcast. Essentially, we go through every Isabella.
No. It's not Isabella Johnny. It's Isabel Adjani.
Isn't that what I said?
Please,
Isabel
no.
Adjani.
You
Is
said
that correct?
You said
Isabella.
Isabella Johnny.
Isabella Johnny.
Isabella Johnny.
There's no Johnny.
Is fire.
There's no Johnny.
Yeah, but you haven't seen Isabella Johnny because she has an ice skating routine where she does all of the movies that Johnny did, but she does it on ice.
No, keep Johnny away from her.
No more Johnny.
And
Johnny's
we are
no good.
joined today by a precocious
Hello.
little brownie named Toaster from a website called What's Up Ketchup. And sometimes your dad might like this. I mean, it's still a site. Like it's not still there, right? We can still say it's a thing.
It's waiting to
still exists. Yeah.
I mean, we're just like doing solo projects right now. We're kind of like when the Beatles, like sometimes Paul and John like go off and like do an album and like they'll be back. Don't worry.
Hey, isn't there supposed to be another grandma?
Let's talk about the Australian grandma and his work ethic and why Australia cannot compete in the international global market, right? What was the excuse today, Time? Why don't you take over here?
Did you see it or no?
G'day, mate.
Hold on.
I don't even know what the fuck it means anymore.
He's dealing with some issues, some personal issues. And
but he didn't
that prevented
specify.
him from streaming.
Last time I heard he was going to a fucking bridal shower or some shit. On a work day.
He did say that also.
I streamed for 24 fucking hours.
Listen, I'm just going by what he told me.
2 hours off, and now I'm here.
All I can do is take my boys at their word. That's all I can do.
Let me say this too. I was here last time I was here for the severance. He wasn't here.
He wasn't here either. Yeah, he was.
What's going on? Is he avoiding me? Is he trying to avoid me?
He just avoids this guy. Effort and labor. That's what he avoids. It's not you. No, because like I don't even.
Is there a Toaster and JC beef that we don't know about?
I don't think so.
Have
you ever spoken to him? You've never met him.
He could be my twin flame.
Oh my God,
we sound so similar. Yeah.
Maybe it's too emotional and it's too robust. The feel every time it bubbles up when he thinks about like joining you in this Riverside room, and he gets
one of our producers actually asked if Toaster could be louder. Toaster, if you can make that happen.
I could. Let's see. What can I do?
You got to really swallow the mic. Like this is where I get with the mic. I'm like right here, like this, so you can see my rash. And
it's in his ass. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm closer now. Hopefully that'll do it.
Okay.
Closer I am to find. Yeah.
Welcome in, Bagger. Welcome in. Flame. Thank you.
Is there a chat?
There's a chat.
We're going to see the chat.
Toaster, every week we start the show with a karaoke number, right? So, like, I've prepared the opening number from Grease, the movie. Time has probably prepared something amazing. So, like, when you're ready, just share your screen and begin your music, and, like, we'll just mute up and just sing your song.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm firing up the Twitch now. Now we're talking.
You know, you can share, buddy. Like, we have the technology if you want to knock on the thing. And, like, so, you know, I don't know if you want to do that at all or what.
Well, we're in too deep now.
Okay, let's talk about Isabella Johnny. Isabella Johnny, like
Isabel
Johnny. Right? She's French by way of Algeria or something of that nature, I believe. And she was in Werner Herzog's Nosferatu. And when did you first discover Isabella Johnny and Isabel Adjani, and like
please tell us how you met.
Tell us everything about you and Isabella and Johnny.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to. I think technically the first time I saw her was in the Nosferatu, because I went on my Werner Herzog kick. That was like one of the first things I did when I became a movie fanatic. Herzog was my first movie love. But I didn't really know it was her. And then way later on, I watched Possession. and I think I connected the dots at a certain point. I was like, "Oh, she's from the Nosferatu movie," and then that's when I asked her to marry me, and ever since then we've been together.
Now, did you sound like one of those? Yeah, go ahead.
I saw a report that she actually married Daniel Day-Lewis. Is there any truth to that?
Oh, is that true?
That actually is. I actually did read that.
That is such a power.
That's exactly a fucking Daniel Day move too.
Because if I'm thinking best male actors, could be Daniel Day-Lewis. Best female actress, probably I would pick Isabella Johnny.
Absolutely.
She's insane.
I love that for Daniel Day because that makes sense too. Like when you told me that, I'm like, of course.
Married, but yeah.
Well, he's probably he's a robust man. Like he's a cobbler full time now. He quit making films to become a full-time cobbler, right? You wouldn't do that, right? I swear to God,
I would never do
that. He hand makes shoes at his leisure, and he's like, oh, I'm not gonna make any films this month.
Yeah, maybe the character was for or his marriage was for a movie. He's a
method actor.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Is it Johnny a method actor?
I don't know.
I hope not. Because Toaster, if she's in the apartment all year acting like her character in Possession, let's talk about this film, right? It's 1981 film.
1981, yeah.
Who's the director? It's a Polish gentleman, right? I don't remember his name exactly.
What else is this? I feel like I looked into this guy
Let's
too.
Pull up the wiki.
Try to find something else.
This is what we do.
It also stars Sam Neill.
New Zealand monster Sam Neill, right?
He's from New Zealand?
I believe so.
That's gross.
I think he's the most famous New Zealand actor.
That's not true. Surely it's dark. Surely.
I don't know.
W. Sam Neill.
Andrzej Żuławski. Right?
Okay. Oh yeah, this Polish guy. He did this other movie that I love. This the Diabel, the Devil.
The Devil, 1972.
I would highly recommend this movie. This movie's insane.
What's that movie about?
The director?
Yeah, that's the director. Yeah, same director.
It says it's banned in Poland. The Devil.
Shit.
What is that a movie about?
What the fuck?
No, it's just like a fever dream. I don't even know. Is it World War II or some shit?
That's his motif, like fever dreams, I feel like.
Probably if you can turn off the stream on your end, I can hear it in the background.
Oh, I gotta mute it, bros. I'm sorry. It says it's muted, bro. Are you sure? You can hear it on my end?
I can hear myself.
Where's my volume?
Definitely hear myself. And you.
There's nothing on.
Now?
You're good, yeah. Okay.
How about now?
Hello.
Hello?
Maybe it's me. I don't know.
There's nothing on, brother.
That's crazy.
It's an auditory hallucination. I know about those because I've been awake for a very, very long time.
This isn't even happening. This isn't real.
Are we still playing FIFA? What is the score? I played fucking 40 games in a row, I think.
That's crazy.
Not only streamed all day and night, but I played the game all day and night, not just sitting in the chair chatting. It's fucking nuts. All right, so Johnny, Fever Dreamer, Possession, 81, and then that's it.
Diabel, watch Diabel. Next time I'm coming on, we're doing Diabel.
So Diabel is a. I just want your comments on this, Toaster. It is a 7 out of 10 on IMDb, a 3.9 out of 5 on Letterboxd, and a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. Thoughts?
I mean, it makes sense that would be the average score, I guess. I personally am on my Letterboxd. This is getting a 4.5 stars out of 5.
What was this movie on your Letterboxd?
Possession.
Possession, yeah.
Possession is, I gave it recently. So it used to be a 5 out of 5. I recently downgraded it to 4.5 because I've started to found some criticisms with it, especially on this last rewatch. But yeah, we can start talking.
Let's get in it. Let's fucking get in there. I'm like, I want to go. This is what we do. We're gonna go frame by frame, scene by scene, and we're gonna dissect every frame.
Yeah.
No, this movie is crazy. It's set in West Berlin, which first of all is goated, right? Because it's a fucking wild place, and like everyone in this fucking movie from scene 1 is totally fucking crazy. Right. And I love how fucking nuts Sam Neill is during this. And they're just like, and I love the kid, the kid is covered in jam and like Sam Neill is this close to his face
for days.
And then he's just like, and there's like the shirt comes off. I'm like, what's going on here? And then next thing you know, he's in a restaurant and he's like I love the scene in the restaurant when he's thrashing through the chairs and the chefs come out of the kitchen.
Good.
They're like jumping on this like slapstick. It's hilarious.
Is it just me, or did every time two people talk to each other in close proximity, it seemed like they were like 2 seconds away from fucking?
Yeah, bro. There's a lot of grabbing and yelling and fucking in this movie.
When the fucking the private eye, the main guy, when he talks to Sam Neill, he's like touching his arm. I was like, are they gonna have sex right now in the open?
No, there's a lot of tension between Heinrich and Sam Neill too. They get
I'm Heinrich. That's me. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, that's the character they put in the film for me to like, you know what I'm saying? Like they put someone in the film so you could like draw it in. I'm like, oh, I understand Heinrich. I understand his motivations. He's got a beautiful robe. He's got his skin shit. He knows kung fu a little bit, right?
He loves
his
everything.
Kung fu moves were fucking crazy.
Bro, I was dead, dude, when Heinrich came in the fucking room. And his eyes, bro, like he was doing everything, bro. And he's just like hitting you in the side of the back. He's a lot of chops.
He broke the hold, hit, and then he was like stretching mid-fight. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
He's like, and he's so waxed, bro. It's like freshly waxed, robe open. He's like, come on into the dojo. You looking for your wife? She might be back there. I don't know.
When he showed up at Sam Neill's house and he's like looking for Anna. And then
he's
like, but he's like moving around like this. And I'm like, is he drunk or just German? Like, I don't know. It was so bizarre.
Like, oh yeah, me and my wife, did you guys have good sex a month and a half ago? Because me and your wife were just like fucking cooking. Like I know all the fucking best moves with this one, so like if you need any pointers. And like Sam Neill is so fucking tough and rough the whole other part of the movie, but when Heinrich's in the room, he's like a little dove. Like he,
at first,
well, Heinrich
also another cute thing about Heinrich is he's a mama's boy too.
He loves
his mom. He lives with his mom. He fucks in the same house as his mom.
She comes through and she has that weird like black like what is it, like a cart or something, and she doesn't say shit. She just like she just rolls in and like goes into the kitchen.
Samuel's character asked the mom later, like, oh, would you rather them be at home having sex? And he's like, I just want them home where they're here and safe. Like, what the fuck? What are you watching?
Safe. Nobody's safe in this film. Okay, so the plot of this film is Mark is a spy. Okay, that's how the beginning. This is how the plot summary begins. Mark is a spy. So everyone's like, okay, great. In like West Berlin, so it's like Cold War shit. And then he finds out his wife Anna wants a divorce. She will not say, but insists it's not because she found someone else. Mark reluctantly turns the apartment in custody over their young son Bob over. There's no reluctance. He's like, I'm not going to see Bob. Is that
Bob is such a terrible name for that kid too. Every time I say Bob, I'm like, the
Bob?
kid, the fucking kid. I forgot.
Bob is way too adult. Yeah,
it's an adult fucking child.
It's a German child. His name is not Bob. There's nobody in Germany named Bob. He's like, I'm just not going to see Bob, right? And like they meet in the restaurant. I love that scene too, right? They like
so good.
He's like, I want to talk right now. We're going to go over your dowry or your fucking allowance or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And they go in the restaurant and they're seated next to each other but facing away. It's like,
he's like, I don't want to see Bob anymore. I'm like, isn't that your fucking kid? Holy shit.
It's not even her kid. He's like, you don't get it. You don't understand. It's not even your child. Like, what do you give a fuck, bro? Drop Bob out at this train station and like, let's get into our metaphysical fucking crazy Kafka-esque dream fantasy.
So how did you find out about this movie, Toaster?
Just digging. Just some good old-fashioned digging. Yep.
Digging.
You were fucking whacking it to Johnny films.
I knew nothing about this film. I mean, I'm not gonna, say her name, but Toaster's wife. I'd like to be respectful.
Don't speak her name.
Yeah. Isabella Johnny, all one word.
Isabella Johnny, bro.
Isabella at Johnny. That's her Twitter handle.
Isabella at Johnny.
Isabella Johnny's. It sounds like a fucking Italian restaurant.
I loved her in Nosferatu. I thought she was fantastic.
She's beautiful, bro.
She is fantastic. She's
Stunning.
amazing. Yeah, all that in this movie, it's more the same. It's more the fucking same.
So she was pale, like the most pale person I've ever seen. Like they don't allow her outside in the sun. There's a directive: keep a Johnny pure, right? Like, and her like eyes are like this big. I feel like when she's on frame, like I'm looking at Toaster right now, and I feel very much similar. It's like very powerful.
Like she said,
you can't keep your eyes. You can't keep your eyes off her
in the movie, and I was captivated. I was like, she's gonna fucking kill it.
Like I'm in this.
Yeah,
and I love this movie, and
I did too. I fucking love the shit out of this movie.
I'm like, I really enjoyed this film. It's like it, even though there was parts where I was laughing, and like ironically, it still didn't feel like I was laughing at it.
I feel like the movie tries to be funny sometimes. Like it's I don't know if it's like I don't know how seriously the movie's taking itself either, because I think it's just like because like the acting is just so good, but it's also so over the top.
Melodramatic.
Yes,
but it's like it's a weird movie to kind of to try.
I was trying to explain it.
The tone is weird, yeah.
To Flame, I was like the acting. I was like, it's fantastic, and she's like, it's not good acting. I go, no, for this movie, for what they're trying to do, it's amazing.
This is how we know we turned Time into a film critic. Last year, if we showed him this movie, he would just like sat here like this.
Yeah. Didn't like it. I loved every bit of this movie.
I mean,
the fucking weird synth 80s soundtrack that just would randomly pop up here and there. I loved it.
It's bizarre. It's just a bizarre movie. I mean, I think what the confusing part is that it's like if you like try to explain it to someone, it's like stupid. Or if you try to explain it scene by scene, it's like stupid. What, she's like having a meltdown in a subway and like what's going on, but it's like, every actor is like taking it like way too seriously, but like the movie itself is way too over the top, and it just ends up being this weird thing that I can't explain.
All I know is like he goes to pick up Bob from the preschool, and the teacher is literally is Isabella a Johnny, or is it Isabella Johnny? We don't know. There's
Isabella
two. There's Johnny and Isabella, and like and he's like, "You're my wife." It's like the whole thing
grabs her,
and she's like, "Oh no, I'm not." And like she's not freaked out by the whole thing, which is wild.
Isn't.
And then they start cutting each other with electric knives. It's only the first fucking half hour.
That was so funny.
Did anyone try to put anything together with like the green eyes, how she has a doppelganger, how the like the sex monster has green eyes, like there's a bunch of like you making these connections, but I don't know what the answer is.
You have the pieces, but the puzzle just doesn't look right.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed
to. This is a dream.
I mean,
it feels very dream like this whole thing. Like there's something that happens to you when you're sleeping. Like you go to pick up your kid, and the teacher looks like your wife. Like that's why it works if you allow that, right? If it's happening in a dream world.
There was a lot of points in this movie where I felt like things were said or things were done. Obviously intentional to be like a callback to something, or to show, hey, this is going to happen later, or whatever, and a lot of clues for things. But like Toaster said, it's like you had the pieces to the puzzle, but you don't know how to put them together because it doesn't make sense. You know, like there was a part where the teacher was like, where she mentioned she's from like a different universe or some shit like that. And like that didn't make any sense, but then it also makes sense at the end
when they're like talking in the kitchen. It was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that very difficult scene where Mark is like abusing Anna, which is like,
he's hitting the shit out of her. Yeah,
slap the shit out of her.
That's another weird, off-putting thing about this movie is like, not only is it over the top, but like the first like 45 minutes are just like totally realistic drama. Like there's nothing weird going on. Like it's just a sad drama about like a divorced couple.
They're just fighting and the kids there.
Yeah. And then like it has the turning point when you first see the beast.
Let's talk about the thing in the thing. Like it's kind of like Divorce Story mashed up with The Thing, right?
Yeah.
John Carpenter's The Thing, which it sounds like a wonderful fucking film to me, and it is. And so like, how do you like the creature art style? Like, I thought it was very cool.
That was really cool.
It was really innovative. Like a lot of body horror stuff, right? Like existential horror. Like, what's this thing in my nose? Is this really a tumor? It's stuff like that, right?
It's like it was laying there and leaking, and just it's like it made love to me all night, and I'm like, how? I think it looks weird.
Just like Dracula. That's how a Johnny rolls. She's very mental. She's very up here. Like
that scene near the end where it's I guess it's either sitting or standing upright, and it looks up and you can just see its whole face, and it's so narrow. That was fucking crazy. That looks so cool, but it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a squid. It's very squid.
Yeah, I wish there was like a what are those little like these guys? What are these called? I wish there was like one of those for this.
The Funkos?
A Funko, right?
Yeah.
Get on that. Can we get Isabella a Johnny Funko line going? Like Werner Herzog's Nosferatu, right? But it's all a Johnny's only. None of the creatures. So what is this about? Like, what is this director trying to talk about? Because I assume it's about the Cold War because of the fucking time and like, it's like you think about Berlin during the time the city was sequestered off, right? You had 4 sections. You had one section which the Soviets ran, and then the Allies ran the other, and they had the Berlin Wall and all that type shit. So I figure like the duality between like the two Johnnies and the green-eyed one and the blue-eyed one, and like the two, like I think it has to do with that tension. But like we could just be reading into it. It could just also be about divorce. It could just be about the death of a relationship and like the paranoia. And
let me cook here. No, I'm starting to cook. Okay. So the sex beast. Okay, so
is it an eldritch beast? Because a lot of people say it's an eldritch beast too.
It's a sex beast. So Isabella Johnny's, the main character Anna, has brown eyes. The teacher version has green eyes. Okay. And the sex beast, I actually freeze framed when I was watching it the other day, and it has one green eye and one black eye. Right. Okay. So there's a split. The Berlin Wall is a split. Divorce is a splitting up.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe something's going on there.
But the sex beast turns into the copy of Sam Neill at the end, right?
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on there.
2 green eyes, I think.
He has 2 green eyes. He does. Yeah.
Okay. What does it say about that? I mean, there's so many activities that happened before that. Like Mark hires a private investigator, and like,
it is like time is saying. There's just so many pieces to the puzzle. I have no idea how to put them together.
And then at the beginning, which I feel like this is supposed to be a huge reveal, but it doesn't make sense to me. So maybe it makes sense to you guys. But at the beginning-ish, when they talk to Mark, and he's like telling those people, that little congregation of people, where he's like, "Oh, I'm leaving. I'm not going to do this anymore. You find someone else." The last question they ask is, does someone, or whoever it is, still wear pink socks? Mm-hmm. And that's it. And the last scene you see is a guy walking up the stairs with pink socks.
Yeah. Who is that guy?
From Saints.
Yeah. So again, I feel like that's supposed to be a big reveal, but it didn't make sense to me.
See, no, I feel like there's enough to work with that if we just really like sat down in a room and tried to figure it out, we could probably cook up some crazy stuff, right? It's too daunting for me to ever like, I've all the times I watched this movie like so many times the first time I saw it. And now it's been a while, but I watched it again yesterday. But yeah, it's so daunting, but I feel like, if someone forced me to go, locked me in a room and said, come up with some theories, I could probably come up with some cool stuff.
Okay.
I never tried. I never really tried. It's just, there's so many pieces.
Because it's like, where does the sex beast come from, and how does she get it to transform into its final form, essentially?
Right. And is it growing? Like, how did it start? It grows throughout the film, and then like I kind of noticed that like how like people come in I don't think I thought it was like when people come in contact with the beast, like they start to go crazy. Like Heinrich went.
It seemed like that, yeah.
That's why people are saying like it's an H.P. Lovecraft thing, and it's an eldritch horror because it's like a cosmic horror.
The one thing that doesn't like follow though is like when Sam Neill goes in the room to find it. Like he goes crazy, but the beast isn't in the room when he goes there. When he goes to the apartment.
Maybe Sam Neill is projecting the beast into reality, or Johnny is, right? Like there's also that theory. And there's this other movie by David Cronenberg called The Brood that a lot of people feel like there's a lot of similarities between the two films, which is a very similar kind of like give birth to a monster kind of movie.
Well, also it could be not the beast that drives people crazy, but the apartment. Maybe there's something, because that apartment's kind of freaky. It's like the wallpaper is like, I don't know. It's
I would
kind
love
of
to have an apartment like that in Berlin, though. It's a big, nicely lit apartment and beautiful wood finishes. Like I was admiring that apartment.
It's huge. It's wonderful.
If we get Bob to move out of there and I can get that room, like we could like really cook up in Berlin over the summer. But Bob's was around. He's annoying.
Or the apartment that Johnny was living in, that where she hosts the Beast. Yeah.
Oh, the Beast. No, again, I don't want to live in where the host.
You don't want to live
Beast
in that
was
one.
hosted. That was tough.
But yeah, I don't know.
I feel like based on like like what I've read about this director and why his film got banned, Le Devil, and it seems like it's a lot of political stuff, which is, but I want it to be something more, like that's pretty easy. Like it's too easy almost.
I'm not getting too much political stuff out of this one though. I feel like this is like has to do with love or like relationships or.
Well, I mean, they feel that way about Berlin, and the division between the city is like a division and a divorce. I feel like, and like there's a parallel between the emotional relationship and the emotional relationship citizens have with their city, right? Because you imagine if like you grew up in that city and like you experienced the time before the war, and then you have to live through the war. And then you have the post-war. It's kind of traumatic. It's weird that they picked Sam Neill for this. How did they pick a New Zealand actor? I thought they would bring a German in or something, and I really couldn't find a lot of notes on that. But he did a good job. It's very kitschy. It's some ways it's kind of like I look at that scene with the chefs bursting out of the kitchen and jumping into the thing. That's comedy. Just the way they filmed it, and just like how silly they are with their floppy white hats, and so I think they're like self-aware.
Yeah, because Heinrich is comedy too. Like, they're trying to be funny with Heinrich, and it is funny.
Who is the actor who plays Heinrich? That's what I need to know. I want to follow his career. Heinz Bennert. He was conscripted into the Luftwaffe during World War II. Oh my God, there's a real Nazi in this.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's why JC didn't show up.
He didn't want to deal with the Nazis.
Let me see. After 1981, he was in a fuck ton of movies.
Oh, you know what? I'm thinking, how perfect would it be if the actor for Heinrich was Klaus Kinski? He would nail that role.
Maybe Werner Herzog will remake this film and put Kinski. Well, I mean, like,
actually,
CGI
I just saw
Kinski.
something. I saw something today, which blew. I don't believe this, but they are. I actually did see that they're remaking it. I'm looking it up right now.
They're making ruin it.
Possession remake.
Oh, really?
That sounds crazy.
I saw something that was like there's a 2021 movie of it.
Robert Pattinson to produce remake of 80s horror movie Possession. What
did they? He probably just like bought the thing. Did he actually get a director on it or anything? Are they making it, or sometimes they just buy it and park it?
Yeah, that's true.
Like that, maybe and he can sell it to another person.
Would this movie make sense though if it wasn't as campy as it was?
It would have been less interesting. I think it kept my attention more because I was waiting for the next funny thing.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I knew there was going to be some funny things in this, I settled right down. And I'm like, okay, we're in this to win it. Because it can be a drag if it's too experimental and art housey.
This is a second Isabella at Johnny movie that I've seen, but it makes me want to go and like watch all the movies she's in.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Absolutely. And I wanted to ask Toaster if he has seen Stalker. Like, I wonder if you saw that movie Stalker that we watched last week.
Stalker, both Stalker and Solaris. I was always on Team Solaris, but I watched them both a long time ago too. I'd have to probably watch them again to actually start talking about
was
them.
a tough. I'm like the comparison between these are both kind of like experimental art house style films, right? But the difference is the watchability.
Yeah.
This much
Watchability is
much.
drastic.
Stalker is a fucking like
It's a
you have to
slog.
like lock in and like you have to be ready to like go to school. I feel like
this
I
was
like,
a long movie though too. Also,
yeah, but like Stalker was 3 hours, and
No,
like,
I know,
and
yeah.
it dragged like it was like very like it was meant to be like that pace, right?
because the scene where she has the miscarriage in the tunnel and she's freaking out, I thought that was like near the end, but there was still like 40 minutes left. So, I was like, oh shit, there's a lot more. There's a lot more shit.
This movie also reminds me of a lot of the horror movies that came out in the 70s, like late 70s, early 80s, like The Omen and Exorcist, and just like the way they shot it, and like I don't know, it reminds me of like John Frankenheimer movies, and like just like how the city became another character. I thought it was cool because like you don't actually get to see them use, like, you know, nowadays if they make the movie they're going to go to Toronto and they're going to say this is Berlin, but now they actually go to the right part of the city and all that, and like you don't get to see that stuff like in that tableau of the time period, and so it's, you know, it's interesting. It was really cool.
I'm not a history person either, so I was wondering why the city was enclosed and like why there were like guards watching them and shit. That didn't make sense to me. But because of what you said, that makes more sense. Yeah,
everyone was watching everybody, and they were listening to your conversations. The East German police, the Stasi.
Also, the way the movie ends, is this some kind of like alternate history thing? Because like the bombs are going off at the end. At
right,
the very
it's
end,
true.
right?
Yeah, it's true.
What's going on there?
Is it foreshadowing? Is it like this is what's going to happen? Is it like this is the end game of when you create a monster? If you birth a monster like a divided Berlin, then you know it's probably going to end badly. I suppose he's trying to say. I don't know. You know, it's like
don't open.
Oh, that was crazy. And then he just presumably drowns himself.
He just jumps in the bathtub. Yep. He's like, nope, I'm done.
He's like, I can hold it for a long time.
Why was Bob covered in jelly the first time we meet him?
He was eating. He was trying to survive.
Yeah, because they'd abandoned him.
They left him alone for like a week or something.
Johnny forgot about him.
Yeah. Johnny dipped.
I love the scene where he's like waiting for her in the rocking chair, just like rocking furiously.
Yeah,
so
bro.
far.
Menacing, right? It reminds me of Rosemary's Baby a lot too. And like this film's, we're going to talk about Roman Polanski now because this is the part of the show where we talk about Roman because he's always the fourth member of the grandmas. We always talk. About, you like you have seen Roman Polanski films, Toaster? Have you seen Oliver?
Are you a Roman head?
Are you a Romy?
Roman Polanski has like two movies. Well, I mean, I love his movies, but I love two of his movies. He has a lot of movies that suck though that I hate.
Oh, what are some bad ones? Let's get in there. Like, let's fucking rag on him. Like,
what's the stupid vampire movie? What's the stupid vampire movie he does where he stars in it?
I don't know. Let's find out. Let's look it up. Look, good news. I have a phone here. Polanski.
He's a terrible actor.
What is it called? Oh, Polanski. What kind of film is it? Vampire?
It's like a vampire movie. Yeah, God, it made me want to.
Polanski, good guy.
The Fearless Vampire Killers, 1967.
Yeah,
I haven't seen this.
Horrible.
Look at the state of this image, bro. That looks amazing, though. Is that Flame Princess?
What?
Look, Flame Princess and Dracula, bro. Look at that.
I will also say Repulsion. Repulsion is one of my favorite movies of all time, and Rosemary's Baby. So I gotta.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Watch if you like Oliver Twist, if you like Charles Dickens, like which are really cool stories actually. Like his version of Oliver Twist is the best one, bro. It's really good. It's the best Dickens movie I've ever seen because he does the whole fucking world and the acting is really good and like check that one out. And what else did he make? Can we get a quick rundown on Roman Polanski in 5? Let me see.
Is Rosemary's Baby his most famous movie?
Absolutely, I think. Yeah. Let me see. Listen, we technically do have Wikipedia here.
The Tenet or whatever isn't that you do like a trilogy?
Like Chinatown, The Tenet, Ghost Rider, Carnage.
Yeah. Chinatown was okay.
That's another slow burn. That feels
he still
like
makes movies.
Stalker.
That's crazy.
He's got a lot of movies.
Oh, the pianist.
The Pianist. He won an Academy Award for that.
He did, yeah.
And so, why is he not allowed to be in the United States? Because he was arrested for drugging and raping a 13-year-old girl. He pleaded guilty to the extent charge of, and then he fled the country.
He fucking dipped.
And then they gave him an Academy Award.
And then a standing ovation at the Academy
25 years later,
after
right?
That.
Yeah, but he was guilty, right? And
he admitted to it, I think, yeah.
Roman Polanski's wife was Sharon Tate, who was the victim in the Manson family murders.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then there's conspiracies. Like, you can find some Q-talked fucking conspiracies about Roman Polanski and Sharon Tate.
Hell yeah.
Do you like the Manson murder narrative, Toaster? Are you interested in, like, the whole 60s chaos theory, like, all the, like, the CIA's giving people acid at the Haight-Ashbury Free Clinic, and they're like, sending out fucking death squads, and like, are you interested in that stuff? Narratively, or is it like,
is it all true? Did it all happen?
There's a lot of true stuff. Like, they did use the Haight-Ashbury Clinic they would experiment on the Johns. They would have prostitutes in Haight-Ashbury, and they had a free medical clinic that was run by the CIA too. And so what they would do is, like, if you went to go sleep with a prostitute, they would slip you LSD. And this is back in like the early 60s when nobody knew what it was. And then they would just watch you.
And this isn't a conspiracy.
Well,
This is MK Ultra. This is the Church Commission declassified it in the 70s. This is all real, bro.
This is real.
Documented. If you want to see some wild shit, Toaster, look up the Church Commission reports. Like, they talk about what they did to Martin Luther King. Like, they would call him at his house and say, listen, you should go kill yourself because we're going to tell everyone that you're cheating on your wife. The FBI would do this. They would, and then they had to admit it. They had to admit it. Yeah, it's some dark stuff, bro.
You know, they're trying things. They're experimenting. Good for them.
There's a great Netflix documentary about an experiment they did on another scientist on LSD, and they slipped it in, and it turned like that he jumped out of a fucking. They claim that he jumped out of a hotel window, but the window is not the kind of that opens, right? It's like, that's what they always do, throw you out. There's a Netflix documentary about that, and it talks about the MK Ultra stuff too, and the type of experiments. Could you imagine, like, if you had no idea what LSD was or any type of drug like that, if you were just a square. And like you didn't know what was happening to you, how terrifying that would be.
That'd be crazy.
Well, you know, the first psychedelic drug I ever did was DMT. I skipped straight.
What?
I skipped straight all the.
I want to hear this story. What was that like?
Hold on. Before he explains it, for the people who don't know, and I definitely know, but for the people who don't know, what is DMT?
Dimethyltryptamine, man. It comes from it's endogenous chemical that's in many things, like the acacia bush is full of DMT. Your body makes endogenous DMT in the pineal gland.
Yeah,
and so
it releases it when you dream. Like,
and so it's sort of
thing.
And
so
if
you get put in like a dream state or something, or what?
Oh boy, I'll give you some podcasts that go deep dive what it's like.
If you want to hear some crazy,
tell us. You tell us.
Well, my DMT trip story is boring and lame. But if you want to hear crazy shit, then look up like DMT trip reports or like watch some
I want to hear your story.
My story sucks.
Welcome in.
My story
I'm surprised that you went for that. Weren't you afraid?
Like what's supposed to happen when you take DMT is like you smoke it and then it like knocks you out and incapacitates you, and then you shoot into like this alternate dimension and you're like asleep and you hallucinate like crazy and all kinds of crazy shit happens, right?
So, but this is all happening while you're sleeping?
Well, you just basically like pass. You're just like incapacitated basically.
Yeah.
But what happened to me was I don't like smoke anything, and if you smoke DMT, it's like really harsh. So basically, I just smoked it, and like I started to shoot out and stuff like that, and do all the weird trippy stuff. But I was coughing so much that I kind of coughed myself out of it, and like I woke up, and it just kind of like fizzled away. So
there's an interesting thing about DMT is that every person that does it goes to the same place.
Yeah, I heard about
really
that.
cool.
And there's something called the Electric Elves, which is a very common thing. And if you look at like the Tool or like the Alex Gray art from the Tool albums with all those faces and stuff, that's a recreation of exactly what the DMT zone is like. So you're like floating in like a rainbow prism, and like you can see all of these electric elves, right? And they have intelligence, and they're communicating with you, and they know who you are, but they're not you, because they're like they're laughing at you, and they're like telling you wisdoms and stuff. And so depending, and then there's another thing called 5-MeO DMT, which is salvia, which is even fucking crazier, and that's a severe disassociative that not only sends you out, but like totally eliminates your ego. You have a full ego death, and like you become nothing, and then it just rebuilds you like a defragmented hard drive, and it can be very helpful. But it can also, it's not something that people do for recreation because it's very fucking heavy.
So if could that place where everyone goes to, because I have heard of that, could that just be like a confirmation bias thing towards like, I've never taken DMT, but I know about that place, so once I do it, my brain's just kind of sending me there?
I mean, they're doing long-term study. They're putting people on drips of DMT now to keep them in there so they can do like fucking science and shit. And like, there's this dude, and he's on all the podcasts all the time, that claims that like he sees code in a laser, and like other people can see it when they're on DMT when he points it in a certain way. And like they can read like there's some sort of code that everyone's getting. Yeah. So nobody knows exactly what it is.
Do you know if they've put, or if anyone's ever taken DMT that doesn't know about this place and has seen the same thing?
Well, it's ayahuasca, right? So like indigenous people have been using it. That's the first way you had access to DMT. You had to go down to the jungles, and like they would take two different vines. And like, this is the crazy thing about DMT. Nobody knows how the indigenous people knew to combine these two vines. You can't just randomly do things, right? You have to take a certain plant and a certain thing and combine them in a certain way to get this effect. And so it's crazy, bro. It's an interesting thing.
Type shit.
And like, you should check it out. It's really like, if you can, like, you know, nobody dies from it. It's actually, most people really have profound beneficial experiences. And like, I don't know if you've done shrooms, it's kind of like in that arena, but not at all like that.
I've heard the story, a DMT trip story, where like he did, it's like, okay, you shoot out and you go into the other world, and like he probably met some elves or some shit, but like I think like he said that he basically became a garden hose. And he was just a garden hose for like years. Like he was in this trip for years.
I heard this
like felt like years and years and years, and he basically was just a garden hose for like 40 years, and just kind of like watched this family
had a whole life
grow. Like just kind of watched the world go by for 40 years from the perspective of a garden hose.
Ari Shafir tells this story. He's a comedian, and he tells this on podcasts where he went to the thing, and like he lived a whole life underwater with a family for 70 years, and then they came back, and he was gone. Like, you're out for literally 5 minutes at the most, but it can seem like a million years. So that's like, you have to go in there knowing. And there's another guy, like the guy who made the Chappelle Show. What the fuck is his name? The white dude.
I'm talking about
right?
Yeah.
He does it so much. At one point, he is trapped in this he's having hallucinations. He's not telling anyone about it for like 3 months afterwards. And like, he almost like lost his grip, right? Because like you're messing around a lot, and like people really get into it, and they just do it constantly, and like, I don't know.
Neil Brennan, that's what it is.
Neil Brennan. Yeah. If you want a good trip report and you want to like go to his podcast, and like he has some things where he just talks about it and like what it's like, and it really gives it good insights. I want to do it with Isabella Johnny. Could you imagine, Toaster?
She's still around.
If you could have some shrooms with Isabella Johnny.
Why is it so like? Why is it so interesting to think about giving a really like Einstein shrooms? You know, like giving smart people shrooms. Why is that so fun to think about? Because you're like, oh, you're like the super smart person. How are you gonna deal with this, smarty pants?
I don't think it's like, but this is the thing with shrooms. I don't know if it's intellectual. It's always like an emotional experience, right? Because like the biggest thing that I always got from it is like, you see the interconnectivity between the natural world and stuff. Like, it's really great when you're outside and you can like observe some ants and stuff. And like, you can like, you'll notice the ants, and like, you've seen the ants a million times when you walk by the anthill, but you can see them communicating. You can see you feel it. It's very strange. Like that's like how I felt about it. Like living things, you like experience it in a different way.
So Possession.
What else do we want to say? Else do we want to say about Possession? We can review it. We can wrap it up. We can put a bow on it.
Well,
is there any other Johnny films that we want to like put on the short list too?
No,
because I did the thing where I started watching did a Johnny movie spree.
I'm gonna get a clip show of the Johnny while you talk. Go ahead.
The only one I remember besides Nosferatu Possession is there's one where it's like about a subway station and she's like living with a bunch of punks on a subway station or something. And that was a fun one. And that was just like a funny movie, like a funny movie. I'm looking up. What is she?
I have a tribute to Isabella Johnny that I'd like to present to you right now, and we're gonna share screen it, right? Because that's what we love to do when JC's not here and he can't yell at us. All right, here, you guys ready?
Music.
There she is. That's Toaster's IRL wife. Oh,
she's so quirky.
Yo. Chat, you know what I'm talking about? Sail away. Listen, all the boys shut the fuck up and watch. Lewd. Her eyes are crazy though, bro. I want to see all these movies. Wait a minute. Can we just have a spin-off of our show where we do a Johnny film once a week?
Yeah. Damn. That's crazy.
I feel like it would be an emotional... Queen Margot. I know that film. It would be an emotional relationship if you were in a Johnny relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she'll go there in the arguments.
Oh, yeah.
She'll scream like the neighbor. She'll like, I don't care if the neighbor's here. She throws a fucking dish at the fucking window. Right?
Let them hear the way you talk about me.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Toaster. Make love to me on the lawn right now. Why don't you? I'm going to cut you. And like all of a sudden you come around the corner, she cuts you with a razor. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she covers herself with your blood. And she's like, oh, I just want to be close to your warm blood.
She's like, it doesn't hurt, does it?
I never knew about this actor. That's the crazy part. I never knew about.
She's probably a huge deal in Europe.
Oh yeah, she's won like several. She's won nominated for many Academy Awards here, but she wins all the time in France, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, let's put a pickle in the jar and like, who wants to begin with their final review? You want to begin, Time? Let's let Toaster go last. I don't want to like. I want him to have the last word about his love.
That makes sense. So I only knew about this movie because of the actress. I didn't know what to expect. I think I watched the trailer for like a second, and I kind of like zoned out immediately. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to go back and watch it. I'm just going to go into it somewhat blind and just go from there. And then I think I read the synopsis, and it still didn't make any sense to me. And I was like, I'm just going to watch it. So I watched it with Flame, and
Flame watched it too.
Yeah, she sat next to me and watched it. She didn't know
right?
whether it was a waste of time for her or not.
She hated it.
She didn't hate it, and she didn't like it. She was like,
I still don't know what Flame likes. And as far as films go, like I didn't see a top
La La Land,
5, like La La
Marriage
Land,
Story,
okay, Marriage Story.
Yeah.
But she didn't
And
like love
others.
Marriage Story. Like, what's her favorite?
No, I think
movie?
she liked it. She liked it.
What's her
favorite movie?
favorite?
I don't know.
What do you mean
Probably
you
La La Land.
know?
She likes 500 Days of Summer. That movie sucks, but she likes it.
Oh, is that the one with Zoe Deschanel?
Yeah,
Quirky.
and Jordan Good love it. Yeah,
It's a fun one. It's a fun one.
Toaster loves date night. That's all he knows. You bang that out on a Friday night. Listen, it's a good movie.
It's all right. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect from this movie. I didn't expect to not like it. I expected to just be okay with it. I had so much fun watching this movie. I loved every part of it. Like I said, Isabel's performance was breathtaking, captivating, amazing.
Isabel.
Everything. It was, you know what? And something too. I just finished watching the second season of Severance, and they had some. I'm not gonna spoil
Wait,
it,
are you guys going to come back and review that? That's the last time
could.
Toaster was here. Why don't we review that?
Did you finish it, Toaster?
No. I need to binge season 2.
Oh,
I haven't watched it either. If you want to watch it with me,
binge it.
Toaster,
Well,
or
yeah,
we
binge
can
it.
I don't know if we find time.
But there's the whole premise of the show requires some characters to play two versions of the same character.
Mm-hmm.
So just finishing that and then seeing her play 2 versions of the same character was really awesome. I like that. There were some scenes where she just looked so haunting that it was crazy. Like the scene of her staring up at the statue of Jesus and then just moaning and making these weird noises. The scene,
It still works. Everything she does is magic.
yeah, the scene in the tunnel when she's freaking out, that was awesome. She acted so crazy. But it all made sense. Everything made sense. She is so fucking believable as just a crazy person, and it's enthralling.
She's mommy. I love
this
Isabella
movie
is mommy, right?
so
She's
fucking
your new
much.
mom. I'm bringing her home. She's gonna live with us. She's your new mother.
I 100% recommend this movie, like 100%, and I would give it I have to be consistent with my rating. And because they didn't say the word possession in the movie, that gets docked points.
What?
That means you're not a real movie.
Wait, what? I didn't even know this was a rule for you.
Yeah, it's a rule.
You say you seem like a woman possessed.
You gotta say possession. You gotta say possession.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't even know that.
You have to, yeah. So because of that, I have to dock some points. But I'm gonna give it a 93. I love this.
Is this your
movie.
high? What's a very high rating?
Nice.
I think so. Yeah, I love this movie. Toaster, thank you.
Oh, geez. Okay. Like I am still like I'll listen if we find time. I would
watch
love
this
doing a Johnny. No, I'm serious about this. Like if we have a spin-off for 3 grandmas, like once every 2 weeks or whatever we can fit in. I want to go through all the Johnny films, and I just want to like go through them and like
I'd be down for
Toaster.
that.
If you have the time to do that, that would be wonderful. You have an open invitation. So I thought this film was amazing. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
The Johnnyography.
Like Isabel is just like stunning, and Sam Neill was fun and kitschy and weird, and like I love like the weird like little funny parts that like you don't know if they're trying to be funny on purpose or by accident, and that makes it funnier, right? Because like it's funny if it's ironic and it's funny if it's literal. So no, I love this movie, and I think you like spelled out all the reasons, and I like. It's fun to see movies from like the early 80s and the late 70s in different time frames, because we watch a lot of movies that take place like were filmed in the last 4 or 5 years and stuff. So like I thought it was fun to watch French Connection when we did that a little while ago, just to see different aesthetics and different style. Yeah. So this film is I don't know, it's a 90 for me, and I like play it like I wouldn't play it with like your normies. I wouldn't give it let your parent like if your parents are like not into stuff like this, but like most people will really like it'll be fun to watch with a group of people, and like put it on the watch night if you have a movie night. Like put Nosferatu 77 and Possession 81 together on a watch feature party, and it's a G. It's a double feature. GW.
I gush so much about Isabella Johnny. Sorry, Toaster, but
is your wife watching this show?
Yeah, I don't care. But Sam Neill was incredible too. I forgot to mention that Sam Neill, the guy who played Heinrich, was fantastic. Like every person in this fucking,
even though Heinrich is a Nazi that we just found he was in the Luftwaffe, but like like it was a weird time. People did weird stuff.
Even the neighbor Marge was funny.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. It's like she comes limping up the first appearance of
like
Marge,
a boot on it, like a heel. It was so fucking funny.
And then why didn't this director make any movies after this? I feel like this was like the last one.
It's crazy. But anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Toaster.
Yeah, I like the thing I like about this movie, or like the most off-putting thing, but kind of in a good way, is like how like I still don't know like what the tone is, because like the actors are totally nailing their roles and they're doing so good, and like the dialogue is amazing, and I don't know anything about cinematography, but I'm sure that's great too.
All you
But
need to
like
know
this,
is if it looks good, it's good,
it
right?
looks good, yeah, and but like despite all that, like everyone's taking it so seriously, but the movie itself is like so bizarre,
Yeah.
so like, and it's like funny sometimes. I don't know. It's just such a weird
Silent Hill
feeling.
vibes too, right? I just realized there's a lot of Silent Hill vibes in like
Oh,
Japanese like
I never
horror
saw the Silent
stuff.
Hill movie.
Have you seen?
Is
Oh,
that
you
what you're
should
talking
check it
about?
out. It's
Never seen the
good.
movie either.
Oh,
That's
check it out. It's not bad. I mean, it's like, it's a video game movie, but it's also not that bad. It works actually. It's not too bad. I like it.
but yeah, it's just the only issue I have with the movie is it's like the last 30 minutes seem really rushed, and the movie
Yeah.
was already confusing enough, and everything that happens in those last 30 minutes just like creates like a million more questions too. So like I guess it's kind of unsatisfying that like I'll never really understand the movie, but
Mm.
just as like a
Kojima.
spectacle, it's still just a really cool like ride to go on. So love it.
Very Kojima as well.
Who's Kojima?
Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima made Metal Gear Solid, and
Hello, little Bambucha. Hello.
he made what is that fucking what's the
Death
new
Stranding.
Death Stranding. So if like you like this kind of like material and like play Death Stranding, it's probably free or like it's pretty cheap nowadays. But
Yeah.
it's got all this surreal shit and it's a video game. Like it's really like I downloaded it. I should actually play it.
If this movie was made today, and like it just came out, and
They'd ruin it.
And no, hold on. If it came out today and it was the exact same way, Hideo Kojima would 100% have casted Isabella Johnny in his next game.
Oh yeah, because like what's the name of the actress in that he uses Seydoux,
Leah
like
Seydoux or something like
Leah
that?
Seydoux,
Yeah.
like beautiful,
I love her.
modern French actor.
Mhm.
Like I feel like this movie is something like he probably knows about and it was influenced him
Oh, true. Yeah.
a little bit, right?
Also, I think the thing that hyped me up about this movie the most was like I went into it blind. Like the first time I watched it, I was like, okay, this looks cool, and like I went into it and like I said, like it's the first 45 minutes or whatever is just like a real drama, divorce story. Like nothing happens, and then like I still remember like the first time you see that they show the creature, and like I think that like imprinted on my brain. That's
Nice
why
reveal, right?
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck just happened? That moment, that's always such a fun movie.
It's like when your dream turns into a nightmare. You're like having a normal dream, and then all of a sudden you come around the corner, and there's like a fucking robot monster or something like eating your dog. Yeah, that type
Like,
shit.
oh, there's a third guy that she's living with or something, and then they get the reveal, and you're like, what the fuck is that?
Right, it's just a really well placed what the fuck.
I'm surprised they
moment.
didn't send Heinrich to take care of it. I feel like Heinrich would have just like chopped his way out of that.
He did. He went over there, then he got
You're right.
He got stabbed.
You're right.
He got possessed.
He didn't do it. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe in the sequel.
Yeah.
I like to make a sequel where Heinrich is the hero, and it's the same story, but from his perspective. So it's like
come back because his soul is still floating around somewhere.
We'll do the whole thing, but the whole thing is just not going to be from a Johnny and Mark's perspective. It's just going to be Heinrich and like everything he sees and just following him.
Just constantly has his shirt open,
and his mom is there, right? And they're having lunch and they're complaining. Yeah. All right, I think we did it. Are you guys happy?
I'm happy.
I'm happy.
All right. So tomorrow I have a show with Lance from Saints at 8:00 on Pragpro channel. And
What's it called?
A time and place of my choosing. It's just going to be a vibe show. We're just going to hang out and like probably react to some content and chat and probably bicker. There's probably going to be bickering and probably insults.
Bicker. Yeah.
And like, we're just going to like fap out. And other than that,
Two grandpas fapping.
Two grandpas
fapping. We did the
Snow
24-hour stream today.
That's crazy.
I think I'm hallucinating all of this because I really didn't sleep.
Go back to bed.
I was so afraid that I was gonna like pass the fuck out and miss this that I was like in that like every 5 minutes I'm like check the phone. So like tonight we're gonna like fucking
this would be a perfect time to go into a karaoke stream. The 7-hour karaoke stream.
7-hour karaoke.
Tomorrow, listen, we're gonna try. I'm gonna try to get Lance to sing some karaoke. I don't think he's
Some
gonna do it,
Grease.
though.
Yeah.
I would love to see what happened to Lance, poor baby, is that when he was a young student and he was trying to make a high school musical, and they put him in Grease, and
Right.
they wouldn't let him sing his song because they didn't bother to teach him how to sing, and they're like, oh, you can't sing, and so he's been traumatized by that, and so now he has to get through that, So it's going to be an emotional episode. All right, boys. Do we have enough people? And hi, little Bombucha. Don't let me forget to say hello. And I hope you're getting over your cold and your sore throat feels better. And we're glad to see you back.
Well, she was sick.
W. Bambucha.
Yeah, you didn't see that in the Bambucha Gazette? Well, you have to keep up.
I'm not subscribed to the Bambucha Gazette.
Listen, I check. If I don't see my buddies and I'm like, oh, it's been 5 days. I'm hitting you up on the DMs. I'm like, what's going on? Are you okay? You want me to medevac you to Bethesda? We get a naval surgeon on this if you want. All right. Do we want to? We can raid if you want, Papa.
Who do we raid? I don't have anyone.
Who's live?
Not really anybody.
Let me see. Let me take a look. What about Whisper Waves?
I don't know who that is.
It's an Isabella Johnny tribute site. Toaster, do you have anybody that you want to raid? Let me see. Isn't Zway live?
We're not raiding Zoe.
Why? You love Zway. What about?
I don't
let me shout. Oh, I want to shout out somebody. I want to shout out.
Oh my god.
Ghana Boy KO, right? The EAFC legend streamer. Joined me on my my 24-hour stream. Played with me. Raided me a couple times. We played Rush. He fucking Sherpas me. Zway was raiding Ghana Boy a lot this week, so I met him, and now Ghana Boy's raiding me, and now Ghana Boy KO is going to be on my show.
Is Ghana Boy on right now?
No, that's a good question. Let's look. But I'm just saying, it's there's beautiful things happening here on Twitch. It's good to have multiple communities following. Who the fuck is live? And Toaster, how are you hanging out? Are you? Was this a good time?
This was good
for you.
Well, I love Possession.
Now, can I ask you a question? Are you interested in doing a very sparsely separated Isabel? Do you want to remove more Isabel Johnny films? Are you interested in that?
Yeah, no, I want to watch that Subway movie too. Now I'm thinking about that.
We have to find a good day, and we should schedule it up time, don't you think? Because I want to watch more. I am gonna watch these movies no matter what. So we might as well get content out of it. What happened? We're done?
Regardless, I would like to watch the movies.
There's nobody I want to raid right now. What is going on? Yeah, fuck it. Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah. Friend of the show, been on the show. Yeah, there he is. I see him. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
We love you. We'll see you. What are we doing next week?
I think it's Bagger's turn, so we got to figure out what Bagger wants to watch.
Okay. Yeah. I think he mentioned it, and I forgot, but it's in the thing. So we'll be here with DJ Mad T Bagger next week. We're gonna do a Johnny spinoff, and thank you, and
yes,
anything you want to promote, Toaster? Did we shout out What's Up Ketchup?
No, we did. No. It's in the title though. It's in the title.
What's Up Ketchup is dead.
Why?
He's not dead. I saw him live the other day. Multiple times. I saw him live.
How long has it been since we had a Time Goes to Waste shout out?
Listen.
He doesn't want to do it.
Listen. I'm trying to help you, Toaster. How dare you?
This is what you need to do, Time. Go on Toaster's What's Up Ketchup one afternoon for and hang out there.
I do. I go talk to him. What are you talking about?
No, I mean on the show.
Oh, he's gonna be in our next WoW squad. You're still on board for that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta get Duncan.
Depending on the day and time, yeah. Got to figure that out.
We'll figure it out. That's part of it. We'll
How is the WoW squad? How is the WoW stuff going, brother?
It's going good. We're wowing.
I wish I
had
had
still working up the courage to ask Angry Scar. Still working up the courage. It's gonna be a big step.
I'll never forget the day he told you no.
He's
like, you want to come on? Your dad might like this. I'm like, I don't know, Toaster. Ask him. And you're like, oh, Scar, do you want to?
Bye. Rating up.
No, I'm busy.
I respect that.
Fuck him.
Fuck him.
Bro, that's not a nice thing to say. Say, maybe if I find